Hello YouTube, this is Morgan Airspeed Prime here at my next YouTube video. And this is going to be my next Korra / Avatar news update video. And there surprisingly has been news. This was shaping up to be a really bad week for news, like at the start of the week, but then the last few days there's been a lot of stuff. So I'll go through it in basically the order we got it in. First of all, I think it was Thursday, maybe it was Wednesday, but anyway, what we got was an image from Brian on Tumblr. Once again, he posted an image from a color correction session, and here it is. As you can see, it's the new lemur design for book 2, and Korra in general, because obviously we know that Momo was the basically last of the species as far as we know, so it made sense that there was a new species of lemur. And now this, something that I don't think the fandom has really been talking about, but maybe should be, is the fact that we actually got information on this type of lemur at San Diego Comic-Con 2011, so not last year, but the year before that we got information on this guy. And they basically said that the new species of sky bison and lemur, this guy is basically a ring-tailed winged lemur. I think that's the way they described it. These new kind of slightly different species of animal are going to play a bigger role in book 2. So I doubt it means they're going to be like really important to the plot, but they're probably going to have some form of like little story to them. Maybe that will be getting an explanation for kind of how there are still sky bison and lemur, albeit like slightly different species. Maybe that's how they'll explain it, but as far as I know, I can't really remember off the top of my head. We didn't really see this exact lemur or this type of lemur in on Air Temple Island, so maybe it's as we know from last year's Comic Con. Maybe they're going to go to the Southern Air Temple and maybe find these guys there or something like that. But either way, it's exciting. I think it's a really nice looking design with the different ears, the rings on the tail all the way up the tail, while Momo just has like one or two at the top. Really cool design, and it was a nice one to get. Um, Secondly, um, as of now, we do not yet have the track team's big announcement. They've not yet said what it is, but a listing did go up on Amazon for the Legend of Korra Book 1 their soundtrack. Now, there's a link to it in the description so you can see what it's about. There's no cover art, no track listings, and no real details about it. The pre-order price for it is $12.51, and the release date is July 16th. So it's not that far away at all. I believe it's actually coming out basically during San Diego Comic Con. So that plays into them most likely appearing at the con. Now, as well as that, we know that it says it's published basically by Nickelodeon Records, so it seems very official. As I said, seems very official. But yet we haven't had the track team fully announce it, because I assume when they do announce it, we'll get like cover art and some of the track details, listings on what exactly this is. Given the pre-order price, I would assume that it's going to be around a 20 to 30 track album. So I'm not really sure exactly what that's about. So either way, good sign. There's a Legend of Korra soundtrack coming. Now, I know a lot of the fandom have been kind of complaining a bit that, wait, why wasn't the Avatar The Last Airbender soundtrack released before this? But for me, this is one of those things where like I understand where Nick is coming from releasing the Korra one first, because Avatar The Last Airbender has been over for 5 years, so them releasing the soundtrack, which would be more expensive than a single season soundtrack, 5 years on, would be a little bit of a risk for them, especially when Korra has had a big break. So it makes sense that they're basically bringing the Korra soundtrack, which is the show that is currently on the air, out in the month where there's a lot of Korra stuff going to happen with the San Diego Comic Con and some other merchandise. So for me, it makes complete business sense that they release the Korra soundtrack first. And if that sells well, as it probably will, then they'll probably go back maybe and do the Avatar The Last Airbender soundtrack. That's for me what makes sense. But anyway, final piece of news is the biggest by far. That is that There was a commercial that's been playing on Nick for probably around the past 2 days. I think that's what people have been saying. Kind of missed by a lot of people because it's really quick. It's about 20 seconds long. But what it is basically Nickelodeon are doing this week next week. So the week starting the 10th of June. They're starting this thing. It's called like Animation Week, I think, where every so often, each day, they'll take a look at Nickelodeon Animation Studios and give sneak peeks, teases at upcoming shows and like new seasons of other animated shows. Included in the list is The Legend of Korra. And in this little kind of teaser trailer thing, we saw about 2-3 seconds of footage from Book 2, which is the first footage we've seen so far from Book 2. Now, I'm just going to show you a still shot from this that I took, and you can see it here. So it's basically Korra and Mako fighting some of these spirits. And you can see there's a kind of flying one that looks like a bat, there's a more quadruped one, and then Mako's fighting another one. There's a few interesting things in this that it appears that maybe Mako can use blue fire now. Perhaps it could just be the icy background that's doing that. It looks like Korra is kind of defending a kind of lightning attack or a spirit kind of attack, projectile attack or something like that, with fire bending, or maybe she's lightning bending. It's not exactly sure because it's a very quick clip. Probably isn't even 2 seconds. It's probably about one and a bit. Either way, what they have said is that they're teasing it. There's more than likely going to be one day next week where they put the focus on Animation Week on Korra and give us some behind the scenes looks at the animation process and show us some sneak peeks, kind of teases. And I think this is going to work really well for them in the build up to Korra. Obviously, they needed something in this month, I think, to build up to the kind of big panel that they're going to have, obviously, at San Diego Comic Con. So, really happy that they're doing something in June, which, as I said in one of my last videos, the kind of what's coming this year video, June was pretty light on Korra stuff, so this is really important, I think, and it should work well for Nickelodeon, where they basically made the fandom hate them for the past 11 months. And if they do this well, and it's a nice look into Korra, maybe explaining why it's been taking a while, something like that, give us a good clip, I think this is going to work out very well for Nickelodeon, and it's definitely got the fandom excited again. Just this 2-second trailer has everyone in the fandom talking, and it's very exciting. Link to the full video is in the description, so check that out. So yeah, that's basically all the news there is. I assume the track team's big news may be related to this kind of animation tease week thing, or they were going to say more about the Korra soundtrack. Either way, it's probably going to come out next week, so I'll definitely keep you up to date on that with another video. But for now, that's basically been all I wanted to talk about here. That's all the news there has been. It will be discussed more on the Avatar Online podcast later on today. So check that out when it goes up much later on. But yeah, links to basically where this news came from is in the description, just to make sure it's authentic. But I think you can trust me to get the proper news out there. But thank you for watching this video, and bye.